Hi, everybody. It's Miss Amy. Long time no read. Dun, dun. I got a new book that I want to share with you. This book is a great book to teach us about responsibility. Ooh, responsibility. So the title of our book is What If Everybody Did That? And it is written by Ellen Javernick and illustrated by Colleen M. Madden. Remember, the author is who writes the book. That is Ellen Javernick. And the illustrator draws the pictures. And that is Colleen M. Madden. Now, Miss Amy does not own the rights to this wonderful book, but I do own this book. I haven't owned the books that I've been reading lately. A lot of my books have come from the library, but I own this book, just not the rights. But I'm so glad that I get to share it with you. All right, let's crack the spine and open our book. I sure have missed y'all. What if everybody did that? When we went to the zoo, I fed just a little of my popcorn to the bear. Miss Amy doesn't like to share popcorn. No, I really do. Just a little bit of my popcorn to the bear. The zookeeper waved his broom and said, "What if everybody did that?" Oh, and I see a sign right here that says, "Please do not feed the bears." Boys and girls, what do you infer would occur? What do you think would happen if everybody fed the bears? Look, here's these big old bears and there's meat and everything, but they're too full to eat what they're supposed to because they ate all the popcorn. All right. I just wanted to see how fast the grocery cart would go. It went faster than I expected. When the manager stopped me, she said, "What if everybody did that? Oh my goodness, what would happen if we all ran around the grocery store with our shopping carts?" That would not be good. All right. On the way to visit Grandma and Grandpa in Kansas, I just dropped one soda can out the window. The patrolman who pulled us over said, "What if everybody did that? Oh my goodness, boys and girls, what would happen if we all threw our trash out the window of our car?" It would be pretty gross and nasty outside, wouldn't it? Look at all that trash. What could happen if you go to a lake and we all threw glass bottles on the ground? That would not be good, now would it? Not very responsible. At Uncle William's wedding, I took just a little lick of the frosting from the fancy cake. The lady behind the table glared at me over her glasses and said, "What if everybody did that?" Boys and girls, what would happen if we all licked wedding cakes or birthday cakes? Especially with the new pandemic of COVID-19. We don't even need COVID-19. We had the flu and strep and just other gross things that would happen if we licked everything. We'd all be sick, wouldn't we? I told the babysitter that I took a bath just once a year. As she shooed me into the bathroom, she said, "What if everybody did that?" I don't think it would be very pleasant when we got in crowds if we all just took a shower once a year. During story time, I had something important to say. I just couldn't wait till the end of the story. The librarian put her finger to her lips and said, "What if everybody did that?" Oh my goodness, we've got a picture over here of the librarian with all these kids having something to say. I gotta go potty. I'm so hungry. Why can't we read one of those other books? I've already heard this one. My mom said that recycling is a very good thing, and we all know. And we all recycle in my house. And how much do I weigh? How much do you weigh? I can touch my toes, see? Woo-wee. I guess it's a good thing Miss Amy's reading this book in her home. Because if I was reading it in a library full of children doing that, what would happen? Would you be able to hear Miss Amy? I don't think so. While we sat in the car waiting for Dad, I honked the horn. I just honked it a few times. But Mr. Thompson came out his door. He shook his head and said, "What if everybody did that? Beep, beep, honk, 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 beep, honk, beep, beep." Oh, I don't think we'd ever hear anything, would we? At the swimming pool, I just splashed a little. The lifeguard blew his whistle. Oop. And said, "What if everybody did that?" What do you think would happen, boys and girls? Look at the next picture and see what would happen if we all splashed in a pool. It's empty. There'd be no water in the pool. That's no fun. For a skateboarder, I guess it would be. On the bus, I just stood up to see the fire truck. Mr. Gearshift glared at me in the rear view mirror and said, "What if everybody did that? Sit down, sit down. Woof, woof." We always need to make sure we keep safety in mind. Everybody stood up on the bus. It wouldn't be very safe now, would it, boys and girls? Just once, I didn't hang my coat on the rack at school. Miss Sanders made me pick it up and said, "What if everybody did that?" Ooh, what would happen? That's not very good. At recess, I threw just one snowball at Sammy. Mr. Walters saw me when he sent me to stand by the wall. He said, "What if everybody did that?" I know Miss Amy does not like it when I get snowballs thrown at me. I also don't like to be splashed. We wouldn't have very many happy people if everybody was throwing snowballs now, would we? When we went out for dinner, I just shot one straw wrapper. The waitress stopped taking our orders and looked straight at me and said, "What if everybody did that?" Oh goodness, what would happen? Although I do see a lot of smiles on everybody's face, it would be quite messy for the waitresses and waiters to clean up, wouldn't it? After the football game, I just ran on the field to get the quarterback's autograph. The official waved his arms and said, "What if everybody did that?" Ooh, what would happen if we all ran out on the football field? I bet you there'd be a lot of injuries. That's not safe at all. When I came home, I gave my mom a hug. What if everybody did that? I don't know, boys and girls. I like hugs. I know right now we have to be a little safe with our hugs. But if we all gave each other a hug, it may not be so bad. Everybody should. Look at all those hugs. So, boys and girls, isn't this a great book about responsibilities? And maybe the next time you start doing something that's no good, very bad, a little naughty, maybe you should stop and think, what if everybody did this? If everybody did this, would it be really bad? Maybe I shouldn't do it either. What if everybody did that? This is a great book, and I'm so glad that I got to share it with you. And actually, I bought it from a bookstore that I really like, or a book place online that actually sells secondhand books, and that's where I get a lot of my books. But I thought it was very interesting that this book did, before I bought it with money, came from the Mid-Continent Public Library in Independence, Missouri. So I'm so glad that the public library in Independence, Missouri sold this book so that I could share it with you. So, boys and girls, if you're watching this or listening to this before bedtime, good night and sleep tight.